Next is my sister Angel. There is a 3-year gap between my sister and I. My sister name is Angela, but the family calls her Angel. As I said, my sisters all have the same mom, but Angel was raised by my Aunt Juanita, one of my favorite aunts on my dad's side. Rest in peace. And my then Uncle Ronnie. I cannot talk about them without bringing up my love, my absolute favorite cousin, Nikeka. In parentheses, my Aunt Juanita's daughter by her husband, Joe. This was years before Ronnie. Nikeka is more than a cousin. She is like one of my sisters. I remember her picking me up from Toledo Day Nursery and spending the night over at her house. I never really went anywhere as a child. I was either with one of my grandmas or my Aunt Queen or Nikeka. Other than that, I was at home. A funny story I have with Nikeka is one day, Nikeka came to pick me up from Toledo Day Nursery, and I was really young, like no more than 5. When she came to pick me up, I acted like I didn't know who she was, and they thought she was trying to kidnap me. It was a big mess. She had to call my mom and prove she was legit. Sorry, Keka. I always did stuff like this. I am telling you, I was the first Stewie Griffin family guy in my family. If anyone was to tell you how I have been cussing bitches out for years, it would be Nikeka. Today I can say thank God for growth, because even as a child I could cuss you out like I had been on this earth for 50 years. Knew you and your whole family. I was a young empath, which is a spiritual gift from the Most High. Excuse me. Empaths are individuals who are extremely perceptive of the feelings and emotions of people around them, which typically comes through some intuitive abilities. Empaths feel what another person is feeling at a deep emotional level. Their ability to discern what others are feeling goes beyond empathy, which is defined simply as the ability to understand the feelings of others. So keep that in mind when I said I come from a family that talk shit during spades or domino games, and my family is country, so they play horseshoes and even ride on horses. Plus, my mom and dad will say the most hurtful things to each other, so that's why from a child I can make a bitch feel real small. I'm not one to play with, and there have been a few times where people have been privileged to see me in action. I'm not with all the turning of the cheeks. I'm going to blow fire back. It's given Dracarys. May the Most High continue to work on me. I have gotten better. Anyway, back to Angel. Growing up, my relationship was very different with Angel because she used to fight me all the time. We never got a chance to really bond like I bonded with my other 2 sisters because she hated me coming up. I mean, don't get me wrong, Tyneka, Erica, and I would argue and fight too, but with Angel, it was different. She really did bully me, beat me with her fist, and she would even say I was not her brother. I mean, she would just start stuff with me just to fight me, but she never did that with Dajuan or Mike. I remember one time she tried that shit with Dajuan, and Dajuan put her face in the sand. We were up at the park. I told y'all Dajuan was not to be messed with. He definitely was the toughest of the grandkids on both sides. I feel like she knew she could not bully Dajuan, and she barely seen Erica and Tyneka, so I was her victim. Some of my cousins would all join in too. I would think that they were all so weird because they were all older than me. Some way older. It was a lot of, I'm cool to play with when we are by ourselves, but when we are all together, I'm the sacrifice. This is why I am so strong today, and I don't give them credit for that because I know if it was the other way around, most of them would not have survived. None of them could ever walk a mile in my shoes, and I knew this from when I was a child. I knew I was different, and I'm not speaking about being gay. I'm speaking about my spiritual gifts. Now, I'm 3 years younger than Angel, so of course I did nothing to her, but she was upset because of what happened in her childhood. So remember how I was telling you how my dad was on drugs during the 1980s, like a lot of black parents were during that time of the drug epidemic? The drug epidemic that was placed on my people by the Mexican government. When my dad was not helping my sister's mom out and she had 3 kids, she decided to let one of my aunts on my dad's side legally raise Angel. Angel resented my dad for years, in which I don't blame Angel for her anger, but obviously it was not fair that she took her anger out on me. Excuse me. I came 3 years after all of this went down. I was very upset with my dad because he never addressed how Angel used to beat up on me because of the fucked up shit he did. He knew this girl would fight me, and I mean she would beat me. He never did anything. At first I didn't even know Angel was my sister because I had only seen her when I went to my grandparents' house. I don't even remember us being introduced or being told like how I was with Dante. This is a huge problem with black families. We just sweep shit under the rug and leave it for everyone to figure out. Because the family wanted to sweep shit under a rug, there was a nasty rumor that was started that I'm about to clear up. Angel was never left in no damn hospital. The only one who abandoned her was our dad, and he is wrong for that. Her mom took her home, and my grandmother sent one of my aunts over to see how things were going, and the rest is history. I don't care what was heard or who said what. Bottom line is, Angel was not left. I know growing up, Angel felt robbed in ways because of what happened, but I always wanted her to know that she actually had it made coming up. She died some pretty rough times. Growing up with Dad was not easy. Angel grew up in style. She must have had every Coach purse and belt. Back in the 90s, Coach, Tommy Hilfiger, and Jordans were the it thing, and Angel had them all. Dad would have never brought her anything like that. She grew up in a nice home that wasn't cold and didn't get big families of rats. She was safer where she was. I know it might not have been what she wanted, but in life some things aren't chosen by us. I know I definitely wouldn't choose to be molested. Even though I was molested, I didn't go on to harm others either because that is wrong. Today, Angel has a great relationship with her mom, and our dad is our dad. I would see Angel at my grandma's house all the time because she was my grandma and granddad's favorite granddaughter. I said what I said. Angel was a favorite granddaughter on the Savage side. Now she has her own beautiful family. She is successful and married. I love my sister Angela. I always wanted to be a warrior like her. She ran track and played basketball, and she went to school with Mike. I always felt guilty when we went on trips and did things as family, but she was not there. Even though she fought me, I still loved her and still do to this day. I will wonder where she was and what she was doing. I don't think my dad truly understands the damage he did having 7 kids by 4 different women. Hence me talking about this in this book. Maybe a father out there will read this and do better for his kids. Excuse me. He never even apologized to us as a whole. He had always refused to accept any responsibility for his actions and the harm he caused. Later, when we became adults on our own doing adult shit, my sister Angel and I came together. We buried all the bullshit as we were at her home, sitting, chilling, and just talking. I asked her, then why did you fight me so much? I thought you hated me because of what happened with you. She said, to make you stronger. I still hear this in my mind until this day. I will never forget that. Do I believe that? No. But us talking and her apologizing was good enough for me, and I will always genuinely love her. It was not my intention to bring up my family's history to get back at anyone. This is my way of getting it all out of my system. I had a rule of I would only speak about things that affected me. I was always insecure and felt like none of my brothers and sisters loved me because we all was thrown together in madness, drug abuse, perversion, and mischief. Today, I can say wholeheartedly, I love my brothers and sisters. I know they love me too. I mean, who wouldn't? I am beautiful and very intelligent. Even Beyonce has an Uncle Johnny, but this one is an author. Now that I have all of my immediate family out the way, let's talk about my favorite person in the whole wide world. Me. And let me see. There's different pictures of me. First of all, I have to pay homage to gospel music. I prefer gospel music still to this day over Hebrew rap music. Don't get me wrong, I have heard some Hebrew music, but most of the rap stuff I don't really care for. Now, I do love Bob Marley, but that gospel music, nothing like it. And I'm talking about real gospel music like Albertina Walker and the Caravans, Shirley Caesar, Rance Allen. I grew up on the next block from behind his church if you were going down Ewing towards Nebraska and Toledo, Ohio. His green church was on the corner of Vance and Ewing, while my house was third from the corner on Bloom and Ewing. Mr. Allen and the Savage family both knew each other very well. I love the mass choirs as well. Mass choirs like the Mississippi, Georgia, Chicago, United Voices. Now, I have to shout out my own church's choir, the Los Salem Missionary Baptist Mass Choir. I just want to say I wouldn't be where I am today if it was not for the choir under Eva and Brian. That music, that heavenly music, you would have had to be there to understand, but I am glad I was there. The best part is that we are all family no matter where we go or who we become. I know I can only speak for me, but I will never forget home. This is why I have not cast away the church. I wrote this book to inspire the church. Yes, I am hard on the church, but it's because I believe one day the black church will come back stronger than ever under Yeshua, Christ. The black church will know and teach the correct doctrine. Excuse me. I believe this will happen when Christ comes back. The church will be yanked from the claws of the Roman Catholic Church, the devil's church, and restored back to the Most High. The church might have lost its way, but I believe it can find its way back, and it will. John P. Key, Yolanda Adams, Leandria Johnson, love you. Tamala Mann, Kim Burrell, BB and CC Winans, Vicky Winans, I love the Clark sisters, Lucretia Campbell, rest in peace, Vanessa Bell Armstrong, the Gospel Legends DVD, the Pace sisters. There's a woman who passed on, but this woman touched my heart. I love her so much that I had to shout her out separately. Her name is Duranis Pace. This woman was anointed, bro. Can't nobody tell me different. She had a spirit that was out of this world, and I love her. I cried when I heard she left, but the Most High needed one of his angels back. She sang this song on the Steve Harvey show that I listen to daily called I Am a Vessel. I listen to that song daily because that is how I feel about myself and my journey. I just want to thank her and her family. She was the truth. She is proof that you don't need all that fancy education, because when the Most High has his hands on you, baby, his wisdom will make even the top scholars look foolish. She is definitely missed, and if there's a theme to my book, it would be her live performance of I Am a Vessel. Now, yes, I grew up listening to gospel music. My dad woke us up every morning at 6 a.m. blasting the mighty clouds of joy. I'm just playing. I would also grow up liking the divas like Patti LaBelle, Cher, Whitney, Selena, Celine Dion, Madonna, Janet Jackson, Mariah Carey, Beyonce, and the Spice Girls, whom I had plastered all over my wall. I used to get teased so bad because I loved the Spice Girls, but I did not care. Mel B was always my fave and still is, but now that I'm grown into fashion, Posh is now my fave as well. I listen to Hole, Alanis Morissette, Jewel, and Cher. I did say Cher, right? I love Cher. I still listen to her music. She is iconic. I just love her take charge of my life attitude. I had first seen her HBO concert, the Believe Tour. Her and Janet had the best concerts I had ever seen. I got teased for liking Cher too, but oh well. At least I was not swarmed in negativity and violence, which results in the degradation of my people. I listened to the Backstreet Boys, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Blink 182. I was a 90s kid that grew up watching TRL on MTV and 106 in Park on BET. I love music, but I didn't like the violence in rap and the disrespect towards our men and women. At the same time, I never understood why women would sign up to dance in the videos and how they go hard dancing to these same disrespectful songs in the club. But don't get it twisted, I love rap music. It's a part of black culture. I'm listening to E40's Yay Area right now as I edit this book. And I was just listening to 2 Chainz before him. I like Moneybagg Yo, Lil Baby, Mike Jones, Big Sean, Kevin Gates, Boosie, Webby, 3 6 Mafia, Pimp C, and Gucci Mane of music. Of course, Snoop, Big, Tupac, Ice Cube. He reminds me of my brother Dajuan. My brothers listen to rap, so obviously I will listen too. I like Nas, KRS-One, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole. I love Megan Thee Stallion too. One day I was getting ready to go somewhere and all of a sudden I hear the song Savage come on. Baby, I lost it. I was like, how she know me? I ain't did nothing to nobody. I love Meg though. I love that song too. I always joke about the Beyonce part when she says she has to jump to get in her jeans. Let's just say I know the feeling. I tell people that it was just a private key that I was telling Beyonce. This girl done went and put it in the song. I'm just kidding. I don't know Beyonce or Meg. Now, don't get me wrong. I grew up listening to R&B as well. I already named a few artists, but I love Lil Mo, Ashanti, Aaliyah, Monica, Brandy. 2 words. Toni Braxton. When I say stuff like 2 words, then I proceed to say someone's name, that is me giving them praise. I love Toni Braxton. I love the Braxton sisters, especially Toni and Tamar. I love how she speaks her mind. I know how it feels to be the youngest growing up in a church family. I'm starting to look at Candy a little different. I'm wondering why she is always the common denominator in recent drama. I always took her side when it came to the beef between her and the 2 sisters in her group. Now I'm not so sure about that because it seems like she is always into it with people. I don't think her husband is a good influence, but that is just my opinion. Hey Nene, love you. Anyway, SWV does have a fan base, and while I did like Escape, I listen to SWV way more. Tosh is my girl. She just always seemed like she was so down to earth. But I love them all. The only one that will get a full name out of me is Kimberly Denise Jones. Lil' Kim. Baby, say what you want to say about Lil' Kim, but she will always be Queen Bee. I love you, Lil' Kim. She is a Cancer like me, and all I will say is that I understand what she's been through as far as being loyal to people that are not loyal to her. Yeah, I know all about that. I love Nicki too. She did what she was supposed to do. Congrats on her new album too. I like her new album. These are all artists that I grew up on. I can't forget to mention Queen Mary. I mentioned Lauryn Hill and Erykah Badu already. I am thankful that my parents were not those kind of strict Christian parents that wouldn't let you listen to, other music. Sometimes I hear about sometimes I hear about how some parents won't let their kids listen to secular music, but my parents were not like that. Like I said, I liked all kinds of artists like Anita Baker, Betty Wright, Stephanie Mills, SWV, TLC, and Destiny's Child. Now, yes, I listen to guys as well. My favorite male singer is Michael Jackson. I love Prince too, and people used to always tell me that I look like him coming up. Both of these men are icon Hall of Famers. You can't say anything bad to me about these two dudes. I have put people out of my house for disrespecting Michael Jackson. Oh no, you won't. There is a documentary that is 5 hours long on YouTube called Loving Neverland that you need to watch before you try to come talk to me about Michael Jackson. The only one that comes close to MJ is Usher, as far as singing and dancing, not accolades. Growing up, Usher was my favorite R&B male artist, followed by R. Kelly and Genuine. I like some of Chris Brown and Trey Songz's music too. Now, as far as groups go, I like Switch, New Edition, Guy, Tony, Shy, Jodeci, Drew Hill, Jagged Edge, Boyz II Men, Blackstreet, Next, Pretty Ricky, Silk, and artists like Maxwell, Jesse Powell, Tevin Campbell, Jamie Foxx, The Dream, and Miguel. So my music taste is pretty diverse, and that is why every guy that met me will be like, your vibe is so chill. Yeah. I could never grasp the concept of sports, but I have always loved dance, especially college dance teams, writing, obviously, reading books, and people. I love fashion, but I am very limited because a lot of these high-priced luxury fashion labels have made it clear that they do not like us Negroes. Burberry had a hoodie with drawstrings that were fashioned to look like they were nooses. To keep it real, I never really liked anything Burberry, and I never really understood how they became so popular, but go ahead. Gucci and their turtleneck sweater that looked like blackface. Prada had an ugly ass purse with a monkey keychain that mimicked racist imagery. Prada was even met with protests outside of its New York location because of a figurine that was imaged after a monkey with big red lips. Come on, people. How can you not see that these people are doing this racist crap on purpose? Are we really that dense? But we be so ready to kill each other if we even think that we looked at each other the wrong way. But somehow we can't see this plot against us. Now just imagine if these luxury fashion labels kept doing racist shit to the Jewish people. These businesses would be shut down immediately. Oops. I forgot, the owners of a few of these fashion labels have gotten into bed with these Jewish elite devils. I can't even be mad at the professional boxer that went and spent a fortune at the Gucci store after they did the blackface sweater that actually looks just like his ass. Look at the interview that he did with TMZ and then look at the sweater. I can't be mad at him because he already took the buyout. So he is a puppet for the elite. He doesn't do what he wants to do. If he tried to do what he wants to do, the elite will put him in a dress just like all the rest of the black men that have sold out. If they tell him to jump, he asks them white Jewish men how high. These men are the bitches for the Jewish white elite behind the scenes, but then they portray that macho bullshit with us out in the open. Of course, he accepts everybody. Not really. When he says stuff like that, it means that he accepts them, Jewish white elites. They are the ones that made him, so he has to be loyal to them. Just like you see with other black celebrities, we have to recognize this kind of behavior. See, he can't beat them, so what he will do is gaslight his own people to make himself feel better. Be careful with these type of people. These are the people that if we, Negroes, were to be making any type of plan to come together and elevate as a people, our people like him will infiltrate from massa, reporting back what's going on while posing like he for our people. This is the kind of spirit that will be jealous because it's not him doing anything. Jealous because it won't be him in the spotlight for doing something good, standing for something honest. Some men will sell themselves and their own people out for money. Most of these black celebrities really do not care about us as a people. They are trying to make their way up the pyramid, and some will do anything to get to the next level. We need to wake up. People are so impressed with this Anna lady, but I'm not impressed at all. I hope she was not the inspiration for Miranda Priestley because, yeah, find somebody else to do it. And I'm not sorry.